I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked, none waived. I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked, none waived. Okay. For those who don't know, this is Miss Renee Asamoah. Okay. This was the F B I assistant that was sent to act as a girlfriend to my brother, Moses McCormick, aka Laoshu 55,000. Okay? She was sent to act as a girlfriend, okay, until the hit can be carried out. She was used to manage the situation. She was sent to manage the situation, to report back to the crooks when it will be a convenient time to whack him. Okay? Yeah. I got your ass, bitch. I got you. And you just the appetizer. You just the appetizer, sweetheart. You just the appetizer. And I know it's a lot of other honeypots that's on this video listening. Okay? This bitch is an example. She's an example. And I know they told her she was going to get protection, and she seen a lot of other girls do it and get away with it, so she figuring, well, how come I'm going to jail? I know a lot of other girls who do this. So why am I going to jail? You going to jail because you barked up the wrong tree, bitch, and the tree fell on your ass. Okay? And you just the appetizer. She's just the appetizer. She's just the appetizer. She's just the fucking snack. It didn't start with her, and it's not going to stop at her because she was sent. Okay? Now let me break this down. Moses and I had a RICO case in Columbus, Ohio, because they've been terrorizing him and gang stalking him for years. What they did was they recruited a whole bunch of different people to be around him to act as his friends. All of those people was reporting back to the same people she was reporting back to, okay? And they were working in concert with one another. That's what they were doing. They were operating in concert, and that ass got caught because they barked up the wrong tree. Now, I don't really have much to say about this girl because she was just utilized. She was just utilized in the same way, just like those other people are being utilized, them boys online, okay? And what they don't know is they don't know how federal conspiracy work, okay? But these people is going to be all tried under federal conspiracy and Title 18 because this is an extension of the judicial terrorism that they terrorized him first, okay? Moses had a lot of people jealous of him. He had a lot of people jealous of him simply because they felt like it wasn't fair. They felt like it's not fair. Why does he know how to speak all those languages and we went to school and we can't speak those languages like him, and he doesn't have an education background in language study. So they felt like he was a threat because he was showing and exemplifying the fact that you could learn things on your own, no matter what it is. Okay, so that was one of the things. Another thing was the jealousy from the old people. I'm not going to mention no names. You guys can gather that for yourself, but there's a couple old guys that are not his same race, and they just felt like they wanted him gone because he lacklustered everybody. Okay, there's nobody out right now that's doing what Moses did. There's nobody out right now that could do what he can do. And for those who don't know, not only did Moses speak 67 languages, okay? He didn't like to put the number out there of how many languages he spoke. He didn't like to say the number because he knew people would be like, oh, you like, they would think that it was unbelievable. So he wasn't really comfortable with giving a real number of languages that he spoke, but he read and wrote in all the languages that he spoke. So not only could he speak the language, but he could read and write in the language too. And they wanted him stopped. So they sent this baboon. Okay? They sent this baboon with the approval of my mother. And they sent this baboon with the assistance and the help of my sister Susan N. McCormick. Okay? My sister Susan N. McCormick, upon investigations, we found out that she's a part of some secret society connected to McDonald's. Okay, she's a part of a secret society that's connected to McDonald's, and that same group that's connected to them is the same group that controls this girl. So they coordinated with my sister. And they coordinated with my mom. They coordinated with my mom through her person that she goes to see that works for the state. Okay, so they coerced her through that. And they coerced my sister Susan through the group that actually is connected to the McDonald's Corporation. Okay, this thing is nasty. So here we are. She's gone. She's gone. Okay. So I really don't have much to say about her. I just wanted to let you guys know that we got her. Okay. And we're going to get the rest of them. We're going to get all of them bitches. We're going to get them. Okay. Because they barked up the wrong tree. They barked up the wrong tree. We are equipped and built for this. We gonna get all those bitches, okay? Ain't nothing stopping. This battle been going on for 7 years. 7 years, okay? And we knew just in case Moses don't make it to the end of the battle, if he somehow get killed, I needed to do the legal work as if they would kill him. So I knew that I had to put all those judges, okay? I had to put all those judges under the U S Constitution. I had to put all of them under it, okay? They all violated. They all knew what the plan was. Judge Kim A. Brown threatened his life on the record, and he reported it to Maureen O'Connor, and he said, she made death threats to me on the record, and I want her recused off the case. He put 2 different petitions in to Maureen O'Connor, and they was about 5 months apart. And I know that because I personally did them. I personally did it. Okay? I personally did the motions to recuse Kim Brown, and Maureen O'Connor kept on denying it. Okay, so I knew they was up to no good. I knew they was up to no good. And Moses, he knew they was up to no good. And so, getting back on the subject of this girl, she turned off all the comments off her page, her Instagram and everything under the direction of that same group. And she thought she was in the clear. She was spending his money out his PayPal account. She was just doing the most. She just knew she had it in the gun because, she seen other girls do it, and she know her other fellow honey trappers. A lot of them know each other, and she just felt like, she felt like, I ain't going to jail. She felt like, I ain't going to jail, nigga. You naive. I ain't going to jail. I got protection, bitch. Can't nobody protect you from me. You didn't know what you was up against. I don't care who told you had protection. They can't protect you from me. They can't protect you from me, my sweet love. Your ass is gone. Your ass is gone. Okay? And the rest of them is coming right behind you. The rest of them is coming right behind you. I hope it was worth it. I knew I was going to get you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was going to get you. And we not done. We not done. This bullshit. So for all the other honey trappers out there, y'all better fucking be careful, and you better make sure you ain't doing it with nobody that's cool with me or related to me, because we gonna come for you. We gonna come for your ass. Okay? Okay? Now, she was able to pull this off. See, Moses wasn't no fool. She was only able to pull this off because my mother and my sister Susan was supporting it. They was telling him, you got to get away from Mark. You got to get away from Mark. You got to get away from him. You got to get away from him. You know, you grown. Do your own thing. But y'all need to be, separate. Because they were helping to open up the field. Okay, they were helping to open up the gate to get him killed because they're not used to having no money. They've been broke and poor all their lives, living in public housing and shit, and they got offered some money, and it was an opportunity for them to have what they call a little change in their pocket. So, so they sold out. So that's what happened. Okay, and they got caught. Everybody is caught. The jig is up. Okay, so at this point, we're just cleaning. So that's that. She's gone. Listen at this fucking fool. He forgot we had this.
The summary there, where you can see everything that's going on. And some people, it's starting to make sense now. If you take a step back, think about the situation he's in, you wouldn't want to be there. There's a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of, you have a positive guy like Moses in a situation where corrupt people where they profit, where they destroy people's lives. And he's definitely not the one that's deserving of this treatment or corruption. And, it's the fact that it goes on day in, 24/7, day in, day out. And, no one does anything about it because people are complacent. People don't speak up. People don't put it out there because they don't want to look stupid. It's the same thing that's going on in the manufactured media with these sexual harassment allegations. That's the trend. That's the trend of 2016. They also use these political tools. They're political. That's how they go after people systematically. So they say, like Michael Jackson. They try to say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson harassing kids, and he did this with kids. Anyway, you got, what is this, Jacko? It's like they use these systems to attack people who are great people who have nothing but the most positive intentions ever. And, so for it to be like that, and, someone like Lao Shu to get, caught in between, I definitely have to make a video, and I definitely have to inform you guys that this is a real situation. And, I know you guys know Moses from Languages, but he is a human as well. He's a father. He's a black man. He's a black American. He knows what goes on out here. But I don't think he doesn't deserve to be in jail like they want him to be. They want him to be in jail. Him out of all people. And I joked with him like, man, you only leave the house to go level up, man. You're like, you don't even go to the grocery store to shop, man. You go to level up. It's like, come on, man. They want you in jail. You of all people, you only go level up. But you don't harm nobody. You don't do anything to anybody. And they want to. That's how corrupt they are. And people need to see that. Like, you guys want to see content, or you want to see Moses in jail? It's just like, so you shouldn't look at him funny because of this information he's putting out. It may not be the best method, and no one's saying it is, but it's unfortunately dealing with corrupt people may make you look corrupt, or dealing with stupid people, you may just talk stupid. If you're arguing with somebody online or whatever, you may look stupid in the process, no matter your intelligence level. Just dealing with me,
But you changed your story.
I go through it all the time.
But you changed your story.
Work, society, online, feminists or people that don't like what you have to say because you're a man and you have a philosophy. You don't listen to what everybody else does. You don't really care too much.
Tate.
You're your own person. You deal with everyday life and you respect others. And
Andrew Tate.
You're a positive person. And
Andrew Tate.
I really have a problem with negative people who shouldn't be in positions that they're in, and are corrupt, going after people who honest, hardworking individuals who don't mess with nobody. That's definitely a bad situation here.
Now y'all tell me, for all y'all clowns that believe this clown, he forgot that we had this video, okay? And what he did was he switched his story. He knew they wanted Moses dead. He knew everything Moses went through. He knew that they killed Moses. He knew Moses got the shit beat out of him and got killed. He knew that, okay? And he changed his story. Why? Because they promised him money. They promised they'll help him. They promised him money. They promised they'll help him get his pilot license like he always wanted to. And, you know, they promised him stuff just like they promised everybody else. Listen to this. Listen to this shit. He forgot we had this. Listen to this. For all y'all that believed him, listen to this.
Don't even deal with. And, you know, Moses is in a very unique situation, especially with all the corruption. Once again, the person that raised me is a Columbus police officer. They're not completely honest.
Because these people, they're getting out of hand, Judge. Kim Elena Brown, she has gotten comfortable. Okay? She has gotten comfortable. That bitch has gotten comfortable. And her name is on here. You see that? Look at the date on this video. Look at the date. So, again, you know, as we were in front of the Ohio Supreme Court. 4 years ago. We're not in front of the United States Supreme Court right now, but this case is in the United States Supreme Court. And, yeah, we want to ask that Maureen O'Connor, the Chief Justice of the Ohio Supreme Court, we want to ask you to get your judges together. Get them together, because the people is not going to stand for this. And she didn't.
We see that, I think it was about a year ago, where she made a statement saying that these courts are against it.
Yeah, Maureen O'Connor issued a statement shortly after we met with the F B I. She issued a statement, a public statement to all of the 400 judges there, and told them that the courts are not A T Ms. So she's really aware of what's going on. But we want to ask her to pay more attention to take this issue more seriously, and take the U S Constitution more seriously. And we want her to know that Article 6 Clause 2 makes anything in her state constitution that comes in conflict with those inalienable rights preserved by the United States Constitution. It makes those, it pretty much nullifies that state constitution. This was Moses' divorce judge, Kim A. Brown. And this is the lady who dragged out a divorce for years and years and made him not be able to see his kids for 2 years. Moses went 2 years without being allowed to see his kids. He went 2 years without being allowed to see his kids because of this raggedy, gross, nasty, vile, piece of trash ass, stinking, fat, raggedy ass bitch. And I'm gonna put you in jail. I'm gonna get you just like I got Renee. I'm gonna get you just like I got Renee. They need to put you next to her. They need to put you in there next to her. That's what the fuck they need to do. That's what the fuck they need to do. This is gonna be ultimate justice when they get this bitch right here. I want her bad. I want her bad. I want her so bad. I want her as bad as I want Joan Larson. I want her bad as bad as I want Algernon. I want her bad. I want her real bad. I want this bitch so bad. Ooh, I can just, ooh. I want her so bad. I want you. I know you gonna see this video. I want you so bad, and I'ma get you. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. You gonna go to jail. They gonna be shocked like, oh, she went. Oh, yeah, bitch, you going. I can assure you that you going. I can assure you that it's going to be on one random night, and that door going to get kicked in, and them U.S. Marshals going to come and collect that ass. And justice is going to be served, and my brother's spirit going to be able to rest. You terrorized him. You threatened his life on your record. Mister Moses, you know we can have that trigger pulled on you at any time. Oh, really, bitch? Now it's time for me to do a little trigger pulling of my own, ho. Yeah, we gonna come and get you. The U.S. Marshals. Gonna come and kick your fucking door in at the witching hours that you think you a witch? Yeah, they need to come and kick your fucking door in at the witching hour. And take that shit from around your neck and wrap it around your fucking, you wrap that shit around your fucking, your hands. With them Chanel bracelets that they gonna put on your ass. And you ain't gonna see the light of day ever again. You ain't gonna be able to believe it. We gonna get you. We gonna get you, bitch. We gonna get you. And then you gonna tell him, well, I can, I could deem you a vexatious litigator. You been using the vexatious litigator process to foreclose justice against people that's being taken advantage of by your cabal, bitch. It's over. It's over. You think you a witch? You think you got some power? You think you got some power? I'ma show you how much spiritual power I got, and we gonna come and collect your ass, bitch. We gonna come and collect your ass. The U.S. Marshals gonna collect you. Yeah. And we gonna get Jenny Lou too. You're gone. You're gone. Consider it done. It's already done. It's already done. It's just a matter of days. It's going to be at the witching hour. They're going to come and kick that fucking door in and drag your raggedy ass out of there, bitch. This is the Judge Michael J. Holbrook. Now, this was the judge that was over our civil case in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, we had a civil lawsuit against the lawyers for doing all this, using the judicial system to terrorize Moses. Okay, and we had the case in his court. That case was in there for a while, and they didn't have no intentions on doing nothing. He just threw everything out. He just threw everything. He let it sit. They played and had hearings like they was doing something, and they just threw everything out. Okay, we didn't get charged for no legal fees or none of that because they knew they weren't giving us nothing anyway. So we didn't get charged none of the legal fees that the defendants accrued as a result of our case in there, because they already had it made up in their mind. Well, we ain't giving them shit anyway, so just let them keep filing their stuff and let them think they getting something, and we ain't gonna give them shit. So he has to go to jail. He has to go to jail. He was the first judge that we went to with a lawsuit. That was the first lawsuit that we filed, and we complained about all of that. What did they do? They threw it out, and then I filed an appeal. Filed the necessary paperwork with the appeal, and guess what? The Court of Appeals, they went along with it. Okay, and this is why, if you got a case that's unconstitutionally thrown out, if you got a case that's illegally thrown out, going to the Court of Appeals ain't really gonna do you no good, because they gonna back their own people. You gotta take them motherfuckers to federal court. You have to take them to federal court. The appeal ain't gonna get it, because all they gonna do is abuse the process, and that's what he did. He helped them, and then he had us coming to hearings. When it was a blizzard one day it was a blizzard and our car almost went off the road, and they made us travel from Akron all the way to Columbus to go to a hearing in his courtroom. And when we got there, they wasn't even there. And they did that as a form of abuse. Okay? They did that as a form of abuse. And he was under a lot of pressure. He's taking orders from the cabal. Okay? He's taking orders. He helped protect them. Didn't nobody get brought to justice. There was no accountability in none of these cases whatsoever. These people got to go to jail. He has to go to jail, period. He has to go to jail. Justice will not be served until this man is going to jail too. All these motherfuckers, because this is what that means. The next person that have a problem that go in his courtroom with the same stuff, they're going to be killed. They're going to be allowed to be killed because he not going to give them the justice because he going to get the phone call and he going to say, okay. So he has to go. We ain't forgot about you. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. You a part of it. The next crook we got is Maureen O'Connor. This is the head honcho of the Ohio Supreme Court, okay? They call her the Chief Justice. Chief of Justice? Let's talk about this. This pretending and faking gonna need to stop. This pretending and faking gonna need to stop because as long as these people stay in power, as long as these people stay at their jobs, they can allow people to be killed. Because they're not going to do the right thing. They're going to do what they're told to do. And they're going to ignore the state constitution and the U.S. Constitution like they did. She did and Kim Brown did. And she allowed it. And she even covered up the death threats. She was told about the death threats and she went and tried to get it off the record, out of the Supreme Court record, cover up the transcript. But we had billions of copies of that motherfucker. So, she wasn't doing nothing. But she has to be put in prison for the rest of her life because for the simple fact that she could have had everything stopped and she didn't. She did not follow the law. She violated the canon rules of the Ohio Code of Judicial Conduct. Okay? And she got to be put in jail. Justice will not be served without her going to jail for the rest of her life, period. I don't give a fuck how you feel. You don't get to say, oh, well, no, because Moses is gone. And she helped. And she coordinated with Algernon Marbley. She helped. They all knew that he was set to be killed. And that's why Todd Sidoti said, are you ready for the upcoming war? Yeah, I got the upcoming war for your ass. So, yeah, she denied 2 different motions to recuse. And they were filed like 4 months apart from each other. And she denied both of them. She foreclosed justice. There was nowhere for us to go to get no justice. We went everywhere. You name it, we went. And all of those people in those places got to be taken out of there because they will allow people to continue to be killed regardless. They're not going to follow the law. They're going to do what the after 5 o'clock phone call telling them to do on their cell phones. Okay, so that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And they sit up and they pretend. The people of Ohio is not safe with this maggot in office, okay? She has to be dragged out of there by that trashy little hair and thrown in a jail. She has to be. We don't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck if the bitch was 93. You're gone. And the statutes, the 18 U S C 241 and 18 U S C 242, is the element is satisfied. I know the laws very well. There is no excuse for the U S prosecutors not to go get this bitch. There's no excuse. If they tried to find any excuse not to, they complicit because they knew about the hit. So your ass gonna go get her. You gonna go get her. That's what you gonna do. You definitely gonna do that. I don't give a fuck that she thinks she an elite just because she was born in Washington, D C. I wouldn't give a fuck if the bitch was born in the motherland of Africa. Bitch, you is going to jail. You're going to jail. It's just that simple. These people ain't above the law and everything is on record. Everything, the paperwork is there, the paper trail. I created a beautiful paper trail while they was sitting up thinking that they was doing what they was doing. I said, okay. I said, okay. Keep on going. Beautiful. Keep on going. And they just kept on until he died. And yeah, bye, bitch. Bye. I hope you had a nice Christmas because you ain't gonna make it to the Christmas of 2023. I can assure you that. So Barack Obama nominated this lady. Her name is Judge Diane J. Humatewa. She was the first judge to see our RICO case here in the Arizona federal courts. Okay, she was the very first judge. And Barack Obama says that she has an unwavering approach to justice. So we gonna holler at Miss Diane, okay? So let me go ahead and put her face up on the screen real quick. Okay, people, this is Arizona District Court Federal Judge Diane J. Humatewa. Now, she was appointed to the bench by Barack Obama. She was appointed to the bench by a black man, and she's going to be ripped off of there by a black man, okay? By a black Indian, by a black Choctaw Indian, okay? That's what she about to get. But we don't want her to go to jail, and let me explain why. We do not want this lady to go to jail because I examined her orders, and she was scared. This lady was scared because she knew the case was messy, and she knew that the defendants couldn't prevail, and she did not want to touch it. So much for Barack Obama saying that you got an unwavering approach to justice. So much for that. So much for that. But let me address Miss Diane. Okay? All right. Yeah, Miss Diane, she wanted to do the right thing. She wanted to, but she wasn't allowed. Okay? She wasn't allowed. She wasn't allowed. She's also controlled by the cabal. So she can get fired for the cabal. Okay? We don't want her to go to jail because she was pressured and she didn't really do a lot. She didn't really do a lot. She didn't want nothing to do with it. She didn't want nothing to do. She said, I'm not touching that. And she transferred the RICO case to Ohio to Judge Algernon Marbley. Okay? So before Judge Algernon Marbley had the RICO case concerning all the corrupt shit that was going on towards Moses, she had the case first, okay? That fucking court case had 790 something pages on it with the complaint and the exhibit. I did it myself. Okay, see, this is why they had to try to get rid of me. This is why they poisoned me in Florida at the Planter Queen restaurant, because I did all the fucking work and they wanted to get rid of me first. They had to get rid of our dad first. Okay, because he showed up at Moses' divorce hearing, so they like, okay, he give a fuck. So we got to get rid of all the people around him that give a fuck. So, you know, they honey trapped up my dad. Okay, they honey trapped him with a woman that they control, and yeah, and she did her job. She did her honey trapping job. Okay? And justice will be served. It will be. Like I told you, it ain't gonna be a crumb of a motherfucker left. But let's get back to Miss Diane. Miss Diane, we don't want Miss Diane in jail. She don't deserve to be, because she wanted to do the right thing and she didn't have the case that long. Okay? The case was transferred, and but the reason why she need to be fired, let me tell you why she need to be fired specifically. And everything that I say can be verified in the court documents and in the averments. I told Miss Diane, I said, if you transfer this case to Ohio, okay? If you transfer this case to Ohio, justice is not going to be served. And how did I know that? Because they are all working for the cabal in Ohio. Ohio is a different type of animal. It is. Ohio is a very different type of animal. Very different type of animal. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't even have Moses buried there. I would want him moved out of there, because they don't deserve to have his body there in that ground as much as they did to him. They don't deserve to have his body over there. But we just want Miss Diane J. Humatewa. We just want her removed. Just remove her, let her go home and let her do that, but she needs to be removed out of there. She ain't in there doing nothing but taking orders from cabals. She ain't doing nothing. She ignored the Constitution. She ignored all that. She just transferred that. She didn't listen to a damn word I said. And now here we are. This justice could have came from any one of these people. It could have, and it didn't, because they knew what the ultimate goal was. They was just taking orders. But in Judge Diane's defense, she She didn't want to touch it, so she transferred the case. So that's it. That's all we got to say about her. I don't really know enough about her, but I do know that Barack Obama said she had an unwavering approach to justice, and that was a motherfucking lie. Because she transferred the case right to the crooks. So we need her ripped off there, and we just need her fired. And that's it. This is one of the judges that was on the court order from the Sixth Circuit. She foreclosed justice. And from what I heard, this is a snake. This lady is a snake. She has no loyalty. Okay? From what I heard, she has no loyalty. She'll sell out for anyone. But she needs to be placed in prison for the rest of her life too, because she concurred on that court order that ignored the invocation of the U.S. Constitution, and she foreclosed justice, and it led to a death. So she must be prosecuted under Title 18, and because there was a death, she doesn't get to go home. Life in prison. That's what freedom looks like. Damon J. Keith was also a judge that concurred on there. He's already dead. So we just want his name to be removed off the building at 471 Palmer Street in Detroit, Michigan. He is not a crusader for justice. That seems to be what his reputation was. It's a fucking lie. His name needs to be ripped off the building, and this lady needs to be stripped, and she needs to be thrown in prison for the rest of her life. She helped him kill him too. And it's one other judge. It's another judge that's on that court order. It was three of them. It was Damon J. Keefe, and it was this lady here, and it was another person, but we'll get to that other person at a later time. We gonna let them live for right now, but this bitch, she got to go too. Bye, bitch. Okay, people, here's another person. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit difficult for me. Okay, because this is the vessel that gave birth to Moses and I. I'm not gonna call it an M word because she never was. Okay, now getting into that, this is what I want to say. I want to say this. She knows 100% for sure that Moses was killed, and she got paid real good, and she was jealous. She was jealous of him, and she's jealous of me. Why? One might say, well, that's your, No. She was jealous because she had a very promising future that she was supposed to have in singing. She had a very good singing voice, and Ed McMahon used to come down back in the day, and he used to watch her sing, and she used to be a performer. So she fumbled her whole life. She fumbled all of that, okay, and became an alcoholic and a crackhead. So what she did was she fumbled that and became an alcoholic and a crackhead, and she gave us a miserable life, okay? When we were children, she put us she abandoned us. She put us in foster care. So it was always Moses and I in the same foster home, and then our sisters was split up and put in their own foster home while she was out running the street being a whore in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, so that's what she did all her life while we suffered. We suffered as children very bad, and that's the reason why I don't have any children. That's the reason why, because of what she did to us. It made the whole idea of me having children, very scary. Okay, so this demon right here is greedy. She jealous, she greedy, and she couldn't wait to see him stopped. Okay, she wanted to see both of us stopped. And this is why she put that message up on Facebook saying, oh, y'all can run, but y'all can't hide. Because she wanted to see us stopped, because we was making her look bad, because we doing all this and doing all that, and she's just a fucking crackhead and a drunk. Okay, so she felt like, well, I'm the mother, so I should be doing that. I should have a house like that. She couldn't stand to see me in the house that I was in. She wanted me out of there. And she helped them set it up through the person that she was going to see. The person that she goes to see, because she goes to see a person with the state every month or every other month, and sometimes they come out to her house. And when we temporarily stayed with her while we was doing the case, they were coming out there and they were spying, and they were sitting on a porch with her and talking, and they were asking about us and stuff. So she had people that was pressuring her. She got pressured through them because, see, she get a check every month. And if she didn't comply with what the fuck they was telling her to do, they gonna cut her check and she ain't gonna be able to pay her rent and shit. Okay? So she was in a situation like that, but she chose her side. So when she lost Moses, she lost me too. She'll never get to see me. She'll never get to see me again. I don't accept no apology from her. She better pray to her gods, because me, she don't get no forgiveness for. I don't have nothing bad I don't have nothing else to say about her. But what I stated in this video is facts. I don't have nothing else to say about her. What I stated in this video is facts, and that's all I got to say. She'll never see me again. She'll never get to know my children that I will have. She'll never get to know them. I wouldn't even buy her a pack of gum. She don't get nothing from me. She don't get no respect. And pretty much all of the motherfuckers is cut off. They all cut off. I don't want nothing to do with nobody that's in Ohio. Those are not my family. So for y'all YouTube people coming in the comments saying, your family, they ain't. Because real family don't allow that. Real family don't allow that. So this is what she participated in, and they put pressure on her, and they made her feel like she had power to make that decision, and that they was going to protect her and support her. And so that's what it was. And she helped to make me look uncredible. They needed to use her to make me look uncredible. Okay, and she went with it. This woman don't even take pictures. She won't even take pictures. She don't even allow nobody to take no pictures of her. I couldn't believe she got on camera. I said, how did they get this bitch on camera? How did they get her on camera? She ain't gonna let nobody take no picture of her. She don't have no pictures nowhere for the last 6 or 7, 8 years, because she don't allow people to take pictures of her. But she got on the camera up on YouTube. That was just a big blow for me. I said, oh yeah, bitch is cut. She cut all the way the fuck off. And she thought when time go by that she was going to reach out to me. And let me tell you something. I want to address her directly, because she gonna see this video. I want to say something to you. How dare you call me to see if I'm dead yet? You called me to see if I was dead yet. They told you I was dead. After they poisoned me, they told you I was dead. And you sent me a message through Messenger asking me, what am I doing? And I told you I was sitting and I was watching a movie. And you said, watching a movie? And then you going to say, this ain't Mark, I'm about to call you. Because they told you I was dead. They told you I was dead. So when you called me and I picked up that phone, you was like, what you doing? I said, like I told you, I'm watching a movie. You watching a movie? Yeah, you was calling to see if I was dead. I'm alive as ever. I'm as live as ever, but dead to you, bitch. The flame of justice and the spirit of justice and the light of justice shall shine down on the spirit of Moses Mount Will McCormick, A K A Laoshu 55,000. May the spirit of justice shine down on my father, Moses McCormick Junior May the spirit of justice shine down for Mark A. McCormick. This was a horrific atrocity that lasted 7 years. Today is Mark's 7-year mark of this, okay? And these are the following people that's going to need to be brought to justice. This is what justice looks like. Justice looks like Kimelena Lyons Brown, prison for life without the possibility of parole. Michael J. Holbrook, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Jenny Liu, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Stacy Gilbert Osborne, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Jeffrey Anderson, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Todd Sidoti in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Maureen O'Connor in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Allison Backus in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Jess A. Larona in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Kylie Daniel in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Algernon Marbley in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Michael J. Holbrook again in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Brian K. Elliott in prison for life without the possibility of parole. Catherine C. Preston in prison for life without the possibility of parole. That's what justice is going to look like. That's what justice is going to begin to look like. That's what justice is going to begin to look like. Theodore Capagnolo, fired and retirement stripped away from him. That's all we want from him. Judge Diane J. Humatewa, fired. That's all we want for her. The F B I field office, all the employees, all the ones that met with us, that foreclosed the justice and didn't get justice, in life in prison without the possibility of parole under Title 18 U S C 241 and Title 18 U S C 242 without the possibility of parole. Okay? 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 And we will have a list of other names that need to be, but these are the main people. Darcy A. Schaefer, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Marcel, in prison without the possibility of parole. Life in prison without the possibility of parole for federal conspiracy under Title 18. Fuji Wen, life in prison without the possibility of parole for federal conspiracy under Title 18. Brian Camus, life in prison without the possibility of parole for federal conspiracy under Title 18. The medical examiner who falsified the report, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Okay? That concludes the video. That concludes the video. All constitutional rights invoked, now waived, and we out of here. Wait, hold on, I forgot somebody. Susan Ann McCormick, life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that concludes the video. Wait, no. James A. Youngs, in prison without the possibility of parole. And we got some questions about my Aunt Mary Bowers, because she tried to call me and reach out to me, and then she came up dead. We need that to be looked into. And that concludes the video. Bye-bye, bitches. Bye-bye. Your motherfucking asses is going to jail. You about to get collected. You about to get collected. You about to get collected. Good fucking bye.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.